Welcome to the Dark Zone Adventure Racing Podcast. This is your host, Brian Gatens. While Team Dark Zone Podcast Naira is out on the Endless Mountains Adventure Race course, we have given the keys to the podcast over to Rootstock Racing. So sit back and relax and enjoy their podcast coming from their race right here on the Dark Zone platform.
3, 2, 1.
And it has officially started. Off they go after that phenomenal show.
The 2026 Endless Mountains Adventure Race has kicked off at the summit of Mount Defiance in Ticonderoga, New York. 38 teams are taking on this 5-day, 350-mile journey, but their first stop may be a bit unexpected for folks watching from home. The race begins with a 5-mile run down the mountain to the Pen and Pencil Lounge, an upscale restaurant on the Lachute River, where racers will pause to retrieve their maps. This is the first time that they'll see the expanse of the course in front of them.
And breakfast is served. We have the first team coming right in here, checking in.
This is Andrea Bekdak, who, along with Wayne Leake, is offering live coverage of the event. You may remember Wayne from episode 2. He's doing double duty as race referee and media mogul.
They have this beautiful cafe in the back where they're going to be ordering their sandwiches, getting some coffee if they wish to. That's Team 4 Hour Fuel. Up and down they go.
Teams can choose how much time they spend at Pen and Pencil, marking up their race maps over hot coffee and fresh breakfast burritos. Some teams take as long as 2 hours to wrap their heads around the course.
I'll just include it in the set of maps. Okay.
Others choose a different strategy. Here's Wayne reporting from the field.
Team Vert has made a bold strategy choice to say, no, we're going to do our maps on the fly. They basically grabbed their maps and ran, and they are ready to get on the water.
As you heard in episode 1 of the podcast, Vert finished second in last year's Endless Mountains. They know it's a difficult task to outpower the 3-time defending champions, Team 4 Hour Fuel, who finished 5th at the most recent World Championship. To have a shot at the top slot this year, they need to out-strategize and out-navigate the other top teams in the field, eking out what we think of as found time on the course. Efficiency in transition, smart navigation, strong teamwork and communication, and maybe a little bit of something extra as well.
Continuing with their bold strategy moves, Team Vert navigator Kit Freeland is sitting backwards in the canoe looking at the maps as they paddle over to Fort Ticonderoga.
Due to permitting restrictions, the fort is open to racers from 12 noon to 3:30 p.m. Vert is the first team to dock their boats, entering the grounds of the historic site promptly at 12 p.m. Roughly 30 minutes behind them is Team Strong Machine AR.
Going as planned so far?
Walking here.
Yeah, did you see
That's it, right?
Kit is in the middle of her canoe, sitting backwards with a little mini table doing this. We're at Fort Ticonderoga, which is a famous Revolutionary War site and battleground, and held the key to connecting the British armies in Canada with the British armies in New York, and this was the key to connecting New England with the rest of the colonies during the Revolutionary War.
So you're giving me a history lesson as you're racing. This is something I haven't experienced before.
When I'm not moonlighting as a race director, I spend my time as a professor of U.S. history, and until very recently, Brent was a high school history teacher. It's something we always try to integrate into our race courses, the history of the spaces through which we're traveling, and the intersections between humans and the natural world.
I know you guys are history buffs, so I figured something fun would come our way if you're in this part of the world. So I'm excited to be here. Always love checking these things out, and my wife Kate never lets me stop for these things, so now I don't have to ask her permission.
I'm currently standing on the grounds of the fort, looking out over Lake Champlain. 251 years ago, on May 10, 1775, Vermont's Green Mountain Boys, joined by militias from Massachusetts and Connecticut, crossed the lake under darkness and descended on Fort Ticonderoga in a surprise dawn raid. The force, small but mighty, overtook the sleeping British garrison in what would become known as the first offensive victory for American forces in the Revolutionary War.
This is awesome. Thanks for bringing us here.
Yeah, this is so
I
cool.
love coming to these kind of places. I feel like a little kid on a scavenger hunt, and I see everybody running around.
We like halfway through.
Got 4 or 5 more here.
We're seeing lots of cannons, walls, a really cool fortress. Look at this.
This is a good view.
Yeah.
So we can't get around that, but that one looks like it's out there.
Outer magazine.
So right now we're in the Ticonderoga fort.
This is Kirsten Oliver, an adventure photographer who has traveled from South Africa to shoot the race. We first met Kirsten several years ago at an event in Europe. Adventure racing often makes the world feel a little bit smaller.
And just this incredible historic fort. I'm standing in the middle in the courtyard, and there are racers coming at me from all different directions against this beautiful stone wall building background. Here comes one right now. I need to change mine. And they're coming
E for echo.
to the first checkpoint, which is a tiny little checkpoint.
Okay, T7
And then we're going to head up the stairs to some other checkpoints. There are checkpoints all around and amongst the cannons with incredible vistas all around. And yeah, it's really beautiful here. Very special, very historic and beautiful. I'm from South Africa, so for us, we have a lot of history as well. But like with America, you think of America with all the new things that it has, and you don't really get to see a lot of the old stuff unless you really look for it. So it's fabulous to be here, and I think it's really good for the racers. And even the locals, I'm sure, haven't been here before. I think including places like this in an event is very important. Showcasing what you have. It's great.
Slow down, slow down.
How are you finding it?
Great start, scenery-wise, landscape-wise. It's not really until you get out on your own and you're racing your own race that you really start to look around and enjoy it all. The start is always a little bit of a fast and furious, but we decided this time to just pace ourselves and go at our own speed. We don't know what the weather's going to throw at us.
Just a little ways back in the field is Team Dark Zone podcast.
Ryan Gayton, return to racing. How's it going so far?
I'm going to meet an electrolyte test, so that's good. Electrolytes are important. It's going well so far. Jimmy's crushing the nav so far.
I'll carry a water bottle for this
Thank
guy.
you.
How's the body holding up?
Going pretty well. Going pretty good. The run down from the top was a little rough on the quad, but it was good, and we got there pretty easily. Everything's kind of holding together.
From Fort Ticonderoga, racers retrieve their boats and paddle to the southern tip of Lake Champlain, roughly 25 miles by canoe and kayak to the Saddles State Park for the first big challenge of the race.
Hi everybody, here we are, Lake Champlain. We are here with Abby and Brent, and they're going to give us a little bit of what's happened today and where we're going on from here. So what's happened?
Yeah, so we are about 9 hours into the race. We are actually right now at TA1, though it's not TA1 quite yet.
Sometimes adventure racing feels a little bit insider baseball, and we forget that the terminology isn't common knowledge to the outside world. Here, TA is transition area, a designated spot where racers will pause and move from one discipline to the next. In this case, several hours from now, they'll pull their boats out of the water, retrieve their bikes, and embark on an 80-mile ride across the border into Vermont.
Right now, it's just a viewing platform. We're watching racers come down the southern tail of Lake Champlain en route to an embedded trek at the very south end in Saddles State Park. It's super atmospheric. We're going into night one. It's misty and rainy.
The weather has taken a bit of a turn, so what are we expecting from here on going that way?
Yeah, so they're going to paddle all the way to the end of South Bay, and they're dropping their boats at a remote drop. There's no one there. It's a rugged coastline, hard to find a spot, and then they're going up for about a 10-mile trek. There are some tough overnight checkpoints up there. There's some big terrain. There's some cliffs up there they have to be careful of, but there's 2 or 3 points that are going to really potentially mix things up overnight for teams that go for it.
And we've had a couple surprises, right, up to now?
We have a 2-person male team, the North Star, Paul Merchek and Steve Hambling, just killing this paddle. They are out in front, and when they came through, there was nobody else in sight, which is a big surprise. The premier 4-person mixed teams are behind them by a little bit at this point.
That's the fun of AR, guys. So keep watching, keep dot watching, because we don't know what's going to happen.
We had a strategy at the beginning. We got out of there pretty quickly, and so we got on the water fast.
Yeah, we basically didn't map anything.
And so we got to the Fort Ticonderoga at just a little after noon. Second team there,
Went through that pretty quick, yeah. And then we got back on the water and just kept paddling.
Yeah. This is the first time, I think, after like 7 hours, we were first place.
Just before midnight, Vert comes into TA1 in first place, the fastest team to visit all of the checkpoints on the opening stage of the race. How you feeling?
Great. Once we got our land bikes back, but there's some pretty tough points in there.
Okay. So you guys can bring your boats up to the grass over here and then go check in at the tent. You are welcome to use the U-Haul to change, just not for an extended TA.
Where are the rest of the boats?
I don't know. Where are the rest of the boats?
They're not here? Seriously?
Seriously? This is the first time the team gets a sense of their placement in the field. Through the night and into the next morning, 5 more teams in the Premier Division will come in with all of the checkpoints secured. Bull Adventure Team at 2:03 a.m., Mercators at 2:58, 4 Hour Fuel at 3 o'clock, Gym City at 3:31, and Strong Machine Adventure Racing at 4:11.
Tuesday morning in Endless Mountains, a new day has begun. We got race director Brent. Brent, how was the night?
I think it was wet and it was cold and it was rugged, and for the teams that went for those optional points, it was a real challenge. Most of them really struggled on at least 1, if not 2 or even 3 of the points.
This is Alex Provo from 4 Hour Fuel.
We didn't pay attention to that blue trail.
Why?
And we kind of overlooked it. We thought it was just a random trail, and we overshot, and it's entirely our fault. But the trek was beautiful, rugged. We ended up in marshes a lot, but it was a lot of fun. On the next track, we'll try to stay on course and just be more attentive, learn from our mistake, just make the best out of it and try to play our cards.
We saw Vert execute it masterfully. I think they're the only team that did so, and as a result, they got a couple hours ahead.
So what's ahead from here? All these guys are getting their bikes ready and going, so where do they head from here?
Yeah, we have roughly probably about a third to a half of the field here. We're still waiting on 4 or 5 teams to come in. The rest are out. Have a nice long kind of road ride, but one of those roads is pretty rugged and flooded. And then they will have a great mountain bike park at the Slate Valley Mountain Bike Trail, so they'll hopefully have a really nice time on those trails.
It's going to be a good Tuesday.
Should be a great Tuesday.
The 2-person team of St. Lawrence AR arrives at TA1 at 6:02 a.m. as the final team to clear the course to this point, more than 6 hours after Vert's boats pulled up. By this point, Vert is miles ahead.
Standing outside, Old School Bagels. Vert is here, but they got here too early because the bagel shop is closed.
It's 3:45 in the morning, and I'm in the middle of a parking lot in Fairhaven, Vermont, the location of Checkpoint 17.
How's the race going so far?
Good. We just got to get out of our own way.
What do you mean?
We had a little Mando gear blunder.
I left my bib in the TA, and
We went back to get it.
am full of shame.
About half an hour.
You can hear the team multitasking here, sorting maps, unwrapping food, getting in precious calories. During an adventure race, racers are aiming to eat 200 calories or more each hour. Over a 5-day race, that's roughly 24,000 calories. Few will meet that goal, but those that do will find the much-needed reserves to keep pushing deep into the race.
So race rules dictate that you don't know what's happening behind you. What are you thinking? What
We're a little confused. Kit crushed the nav. I saw her take bearings on 2 checkpoints. I would not have done that, and we got them both.
More adventure racing jargon. A bearing is essentially a compass heading. You set your direction of travel to a precise degree, and then you walk through the woods, often around trees, into thicket, over logs and creeks, until you meet your intended destination, sometimes as much as 1 kilometer away.
If we slowed down a little bit at the end is all we did, just to make sure we didn't blow by him, and we got him.
Kit did a little happy dance.
Yeah, as she should have. So we kind of aren't surprised that we are doing well, but with the bobbles we just had, we're starting to get confused as to why nobody's caught up with us yet.
Just before arriving in Fairhaven, the team retrieved checkpoint 15, a mandatory point set along an unimproved roadway that paralleled a creek, what Vermont designates as a Class 4 road. When it's dry, the road is rocky and rutted. When it's wet...
You took an interesting route over to 15. What was that decision?
I saw a sign that said impassable in high water, and we looked to our right and saw the water at that point was like 2 inches below the road bed. We had a half an hour to think about it while we went to get back to get our bib.
You're welcome.
And then we decided to go around. So it'll be interesting to see. I'm sure the listeners will know by now if that paid off or not.
Spoiler alert, it did. Vert is the only team in the race who takes a strategic ride around. Everyone else muscles through the conditions on that Class 4 road. Here's Team North Star, who you heard earlier was leading the race on the paddle down to the Saddles trek.
I think there's one team in front of us.
Yeah, they made a better choice on the roads. They took the roads and we took a gravel road, and it was just mud.
We learned how to puddle jump.
Yeah, we had to keep hopping off our bikes because it was so deep. We didn't know if we were going to go in and like flip over. So we're like pushing our bikes to the mud.
Muddy and lots of puddles.
Peanut butter. It's always good to trash your bike on the very first bike ride.
There's no more biking on the course. Just
right,
get it out
exactly.
of the way. So dry socks, they're doing well?
Mm-hmm. Dry socks? I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, what's this word? Doesn't exist in adventure racing.
A little bit of water on that road. It was passable.
Huge puddles. It's ruddy and muddy. And
Yep.
Did you see the sign that said impassable in high water?
No.
Race Director Abby, we are in Fairhaven, Vermont?
Fairhaven,
just crossed
Vermont.
over into the border?
Yeah.
So what's the deal with this stop?
Yeah, so we are at the Old School Bagel Shop, which is kind of a staple in Fairhaven, and it is site of checkpoint, where are we? Checkpoint 17, I believe. So mandatory checkpoint, everybody's got to come over here, and it's a clue checkpoint. They have to write down the color of the alarm box above the door. Teams are having a surprisingly hard time locating the bagel shop, locating the alarm box, and then deciding what color it is.
And what else do they have to do while they're here?
While they're here, they have a mandatory 2-minute media stop. So they've been chatting with me. Now that you're here, they may do a little bit of chatting with you. And the owner of the bagel shop just arrived, and he's starting to prep bagels for racers who are coming through. He's actually here on his day off. The shop is closed, but he's coming out to support the race.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Thanks, Wayne. All right, we know how's the race going.
It's going well.
Did you put your...
It's some time costing problems. On the trek, there was at least 2 times we probably could have not had as much time spent on things, but
The team's working well together to fix our little problem, so it's good.
You guys have any idea where you are in the field?
Nope.
Nope, don't care. Not important, it's only Tuesday.
How's it going?
Good. A little bit of a blooper last night, but...
Navigationally, or?
Navigation, yeah, for the marsh with checkpoint. I can't remember the number, but Stream Junction at the marsh or something, so we lost a lot of time. It was going to be fun watching the tracker later.
In this sport, we often see race directors designing courses that highlight the things they love most, particularly race directors who are themselves competitors. For me and Brent and our teammates on Rootstock Racing, we often gravitate toward races where we know that we're going to find a healthy dose of strategy and route choice.
I think for us, our team has always really thrived on navigation and also strategy. Like, we really enjoy races where the courses are creative, where the stages are interesting, where it's clear that race directors have put a lot of effort into kind of diversifying the experiences of the course. But it's really navigation that we really love. So yeah, we put a lot of effort into trying to make sure that each stage has a purpose and that at least most of the stages really have some legitimate navigation, with at least some of that navigation being what we often call micro navigation. So a few checkpoints usually on every stage really are genuinely advanced navigational checkpoints that even the best teams are going to struggle with. We've had a number of experienced racers remark on the fact that they feel like our courses are kind of unrelenting, I think in a positive way, but that you really can't take any breaks. In a lot of expedition races, you often have long stretches, often hours upon hours, where you don't have to think a whole lot about your navigation or route choice. It's not how we like to design courses. So we have a lot of checkpoints, a lot more than average, and most of those checkpoints require you to pay attention. And if you're not paying attention, it's really easy to miss even some of the checkpoints that we actually think are easier to find. So it's definitely a different race with, I think, a lot of strategy, and it really requires everybody to be pretty dialed in and focused for the whole time.
I want a beach and a fishing.
Okay.
Please.
Just in a bag to go?
I have the plain with maple cream cheese, and it is delightful.
There's a brief break in the action, and I finally get to sit down with Bob Workman, the owner of Old School Bagels Bakery and Cafe in Fairhaven.
I may have to jump up. I have bagels in the oven.
Okay.
My name is Bob Workman. I am the owner of Old School Bagels Bakery and Cafe. Opened this business last October, so we're quickly coming up on our first year anniversary. I've been in the restaurant business for 60 years. I've opened 11 restaurants. And this is my last one, for sure. I'm 75 years old. Enough's enough. I was called by Brent, and he just asked if I'd be interested in being open as a pit stop during the event, and I said, sure, why not? I didn't think it was going to be that busy. I said I can do it myself, and I've been quite overwhelmed today. I got to get my bagels.
Okay.
I'll put it on pause for you. Yeah, when I finally got the place open this morning around 6:15, the bikers just kept coming and coming and coming, and I haven't stopped, and it's now, what, after 10 o'clock? I've gone 4 hours, absolute nonstop.
Do you have any idea how many bagels you've gone through?
Probably over 200. Whatever this pit stop is, it's a popular one because they're all stopping and they're all eating. I'm keeping the coffee hot and the bagels coming right out of the oven nonstop, so they're warm and fresh, and yeah, it's a good deal.
You got a lot.
This is Cheryl from Team Second Breakfast Club. Cheryl's the one from a few minutes ago with the delightful plain bagel with maple cream cheese.
I lack food right now, so I'm quite happy to have my bagel and cream cheese. It's funny when you're sitting at like 2 in the morning hiking around the Adirondacks, and it's nonchalant passing other headlamps in the woods, and everybody's just like, hey, morning.
Any other day of the week, you would be a crazy person.
Realized it. Like, for me, it's normal, but I think of, like, in the event of, like, a core race course going past, like, a backcountry campsite, and some poor souls who have no clue whatsoever sitting there being like, what is going on outside? It is 3 in the morning, and it is like a highway. But it was a lot of fun, and a little treacherous, but that's the adventure.
We have kept moving and haven't injured ourselves, and it's been fun. I wish I could see some of the views last night on the hike, but it did look like a cool place. The lake was beautiful. I loved doing that at night, and I loved seeing it at dusk, and all the bald eagles and ospreys. We like trekking. It was just a little slick last night.
Your wrist is okay?
Yeah, it doesn't love me right now, but it's okay. It's not broken.
Anymore, she means. It's not broken anymore. 2 months ago, Val was out riding with her 19-year-old son, went over the handlebars, and found herself Supermaned on the side of the trail. She got her cast off last week.
Hurts as much as other things hurt too.
Well, that's true.
This is Team Ozark Trail, made up of longtime friends Tobin Jenkins and Don Corbin, and Don's 19-year-old son, Brady. Brady's longest race to this point is 12 hours.
You just got through your first night of adventure racing. How'd it go?
It was interesting. I don't know if I'd call it enjoyable yet.
I haven't complained yet.
I don't do that.
Not now.
Not my time.
Not now.
There's a point in a multi-day adventure race where you bottom out, where the event becomes a slog, where you question what you're doing, where you want to be anywhere but there. This point often comes roughly 30 hours into the race. You've made it through the first night, but sleep is still a long ways off. We call this moment the long day 2, and it's a necessary part of the experience of expedition racing. It's almost its own discipline, something you have to get through to get to the other side.
It was pretty shitty. I was questioning my life choices.
A few years ago, during a race in the Faroe Islands, I began to think about what makes this such a critical benchmark in our sport, and I talked to a number of friends about it. Here are some of the things they said. One of the things I love about racing is the predictable curve that it takes. You start out climbing high, and then you go to the deepest depths. And then you come back out better for it, transformed, rebuilt. Day 2 is the worst, every single time. I just have to remind myself that if I can push through that, I'll find out what I need on the other side. This is why I do it, because getting to the finish line opens me up to possibilities. There are great things along the way, but really it's what I gain at the end that keeps me coming back. That's it, I'm retiring. After the next one. There are few things that will test you more than the depths of the long day 2, and few things more affirming than finding your way back out.
I'm thinking about a early retirement for 5-day races. Not early, been doing them a long time. So yeah, I'm thinking about it. I can always change my mind, but I'm saying it out loud now.
How many times have you retired on day 2 of an expedition race?
Probably every year that we've had this race, I've retired on day 2.
Perfect, so you are right on schedule.
Yeah, so we'll see, but this is a tough one. Yesterday was a tough day.
Mom, can you order?
This is my 6-year-old son, Simon. He's been sitting at the bagel shop with me for the better part of 4 hours now. Did I mention that our 2 kids are part of our behind-the-scenes crew? Here's a little flavor of his state of mind, 24 hours into the race. Remember day 4 Matt from episode 1? This is day 2 Simon.
What have you eaten so far today?
Seaweed.
Can you tell me in your actual grown-up voice?
Seaweed.
Seaweed. How much seaweed? 3 packs of seaweed. What else have you eaten?
Nothing. Actually, nothing.
What about the donuts?
I barely had any.
What do you want to eat now?
Seaweed.
What are you most excited for today?
Seaweed. Pool.
Swimming?
Yeah.
Is there a team you're excited to see?
Seaweed. Mike Garrison and Matt.
Mike Garrison and Matt. Where are you going to see them?
EA.
TA.
No, EA. EA.
How's it going?
It's going good. It's going well. We have some trouble in the track, and the canoe was something too. It was long, but we are in the bike now, so we enjoy it.
This is your first multi-day?
Yeah, the expedition. Yeah.
How are you finding it so far?
Not too bad. At the end, I will see. Maybe I will find that more difficult than now.
You seem to be in good spirits now.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you going to sleep tonight?
Probably, yeah. Okay. It's the plan. During the long trek, we plan to sleep in the woods. So.
Among the last teams to stop in at the bagel shop is Naira Ubuntu, comprised of Megan Moyer, Kim Abel, and Kate Matthews.
And then you need to order yours. And we need another bagel, please.
So you signed up for this race on the later end.
Yes, I did.
What made you decide to be here?
Well, location. And teammates. I had intended to race with Megan and some personal stuff got in the way and I didn't commit. And then the spot became available, so I exploited that. And we've had a really solid time, like really, really good paddling combination for being the first time in the boat, which was great. And we took a little nap at the TA. We tents up and we had 90 minutes sleep and we're back on the road. We've got 2 pretty fabulous navigators in both of them and they're really complimentary in their approach, so I'm just along for the ride.
And now you get to lead because you've been to Slate Valley recently.
Maybe I've been there a couple of times, yeah. The most recent time was literally last weekend, so I'm hoping it's all staying fresh in my head, but those trails are just so epic. It doesn't matter if it rains, it doesn't matter if they're dry, they just ride amazingly.
The Slate Valley Trails, a 50-mile network of multi-use trails that have been built over the last decade, sit in the middle of Stage B. Vert retains their lead through them, but 4-hour fuel is closing fast. At the bagel shop, the two teams were nearly 90 minutes apart. When they pull into TA2, 58 seconds separate them.
Hello.
You're smiling. You got one smile up too.
We're slowly getting into it. We were not expecting to lead early on, so we didn't really care. So I don't know how the people in front. We'll see.
Looks like the race starts now.
Yeah, the race starts now.
On the next episode of the Endless Mountains podcast, the first sleep, the cliff jump, and the race starts to take its toll. It's go time.